WWE 2K24 final roster confirms removal of Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon. Lesnar had previously been removed from the 40 Years of WrestleMania Editions cover. 2K Sports has revealed the final roster for WWE 2K24, and it's impressive. Over 204 superstars are playable, including 70 legends who are no longer on the main roster and 8 managers, but there's a couple notable absences from the playable roster. Former WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon and 7-time WWE Champion and 3-time WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. Lesnar had previously been removed from the cover of the 40 Years of WrestleMania version of the game. That version of the cover features several superstars from across WWE's history. Neither Lesnar nor McMahon's removal is all that surprising. Lesnar was previously removed from 2K's WWE Supercard mobile game after he was connected to allegations of sexual misconduct against McMahon. The reveal came after a former WWE employee filed a lawsuit against McMahon accusing the WWE co-founder of, among other things, sexual assault and sex trafficking. Lesnar was also implicated in the report. In the wake of these allegations, Lesnar was reportedly removed from January's Men's Royal Rumble and hasn't been seen on WWE television since the lawsuit was filed. While McMahon and Lesnar will not be playable in WWE 2K24, that doesn't mean they are entirely absent from the game. A major selling point of WWE 2K24 is the showcase of the Immortals, which will allow players to recreate 21 of the biggest matches in WrestleMania history. Given his appearance on the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition, it would make sense that at least one of those matches was set to feature Lesnar. He famously ended The Undertaker's legendary winning streak at WrestleMania 30. It's not clear if any showcase of the Immortals matches featuring Lesnar has been removed from the final game, or if he will simply not be playable. WWE 2K24 will be released on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and 5, and PC on March 8th. Let me get some comments. Alamande goes, I'm still playing WCW vs. NWO Revenge and WWF No Mercy on Nintendo 64. Alamande, I'm jealous of you. Sting SR3 goes, I know it's just sentimentally, but those games were so much fun, especially if you had 3 other people playing with you. Lone Rose goes, funny, it took this to remove Vince. He has done a lot of harm the lives of wrestlers under his employee. This should have happened a while ago. And why you gonna cry for it goes, how much you want to bet? You can make both of them flawlessly and create a wrestler mode. Probably. So what do you think of Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon possibly being removed from WWE 2K24?
It's because of the scandal going on right now, so they're trying to cover up to the best of their ability between the shows like Chris Jericho and Jim Norton. It's not Jim Norton. This is Jim Cornette. Because I've been listening to him for the last several days now. Jim Cornette's podcast and all. He's been explaining that Vince McMahon did some atrocious things with certain female wrestlers over the decades.
Yep.
And whether it's good or bad, or if it's live on TV, or if it's off TV.
Whatever he did on TV, off TV was much worse.
Definitely, yeah. I don't want us to explain over this particular podcast with ours because it's too graphic to talk about it. That's how bad Jim Cornette was explaining about the matter. It was too good to be true, he said. So it involves something with with those type of fetishes people are into. So it's that graphic. So that's how bad I want to talk about that detail. So
right. Well, I told you what he did to Ashley Mazzaro when she turned Vince McMahon down.
What happened to her?
Remember, Vince McMahon called her to come to his room, so she asked Kevin Dunn what she should do. Kevin Dunn said, "Tell Vince you're sick." So she used that excuse, and then Vince wrote her a promo that made Ashley look like a fool. And she took it to Michael Hayes, who was the lead promo writer at the time. Michael Hayes read it, and he's like, "You're not saying this. Who gave you this?" Ashley Mazzaro goes, "Vince McMahon told me to say that." And Michael Hayes goes, "Well, that's business, kid."
Yep. If it's made the head honcho of it all,
Yeah. So, but he did that, and he gave Ashley Mazzaro that promo just because Ashley Mazzaro wouldn't sleep with him. So,
right.
And there are other women who either did sleep with him because they knew they had to, or You know, there's a story from Rita Chatterton who claims that she was a female referee in the '80s that claims that when she turned down Vince McMahon's advances, uh, that her career she ended up being gone like a month afterwards.
Mm. Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, and the only thing I want to say, I wrote a blog post about this earlier. It's gonna suck for fans because keep in mind Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 19. They could have added that now. They didn't. They couldn't have added it in when WWE 2K14 came out in 2013. Kurt Angle was still with Impact Wrestling at the time, so they couldn't put that match in there. They could have added that now. That would have been a great match to play. Unfortunately, it looks like that's not going to be the case. Um, if you wanted to replay Lesnar and Goldberg from WrestleMania 20, um, they did put that in WWE 2K14. So I mean, you could have done so. Like I said, I think it's just a missed opportunity. But you know what? I think Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar are going to be getting the Chris Benoit treatment at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, yeah, regardless of what Vince McMahon turned down many positions in his own company, from chairman to board member to executive producer, whatever these cases Vince took part of all these decades. He's going to get the hot seat because he's the center of it all for the last 25 to 30 years. From Sable back in the 1990s, to Trish Stratus in the 2000s, Stacey Keebler, even though it was on TV, obviously, but still, it was like it was acceptable to see Stacey Keebler dance like a stripper in front of Vince McMahon and in front of everyone on TV at the
Well, she
time.
did. She did that on Raw too when Eric Bischoff brought her to Raw the first night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She climbed up on the announce table, I think.
Yeah, like try to do that in today's world. It's gonna look like fucking like as the SJW's gonna be insane about it. They're gonna go crazy seeing that shit on TV.
It'd be
You know?
funny to see their reactions.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn. I wish I could like go back in time and see that in real time too with those I think I recorded some of these events. The Stacey Keebler dancing on the table with Vince McMahon being his secretary and all. It was fucked up. I was like 15 seeing this shit. I was like, did all this on TV? God damn.
I remember I like that segment that you were talking about when Vince McMahon was interviewing for a personal assistant, and some guy
Yeah.
came out, and the guy sat down and then like crossed his legs, and Vince McMahon jumps out of his chair. Get out! Get the hell out of my way!
Yeah. Save for seconds.
and Michael Cole goes, that guy didn't get a chance. And Taz goes, I'm surprised he lasted that long. And then Vince McMahon goes, will someone please send out a more qualified candidate?
Then they sent out this chick out of nowhere, and that Stacey Keebler she was all
some blonde chick
that
she looked somewhat attractive.
Yeah, everyone's like hubba to that lady.
No, she wasn't that attractive. She was definitely she was definitely the best of the three that came out before Stacey Keebler did.
Yeah. Oh man, if we try to share this a clip of it live on our podcast, if we can on video, people look at us as perverts and misogynists and everything else in between. I'm like, no, that's how it was 20 years ago, my friends. The wrestling industry, or at least the culture at the time,